Friday evening, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to Watch Fox News at 5. I'm Friendly Clairvaux. We begin tonight with new developments into that deadly shooting at SC State University. At this hour, an emergency meeting has been called by the Board of Trustees to talk about the incident. 2 people are dead and 1 injured after that shooting last night at an on-campus housing building, this making the second deadly shooting in just 4 months. Watch Fox News' Mike White joins us live now from outside campus. And Mike, moments ago, university officials releasing some new information about the tragedy.
Yeah, Friendly, here at SC State, all classes have been canceled through Monday, and school officials told Watch Fox that the 2 people killed last night were not students here at SC State. They were visiting a friend on campus. Now, there is 1 person still in the hospital after being shot last night, but here in the area, many on edge as there are still a lot of questions that need to be answered. Tragedy striking the Hughini Suites student complex at SC State. Authorities say after shots were fired, 19-year-old Henry Crittenton and 18-year-old Terrell Thomas were killed. School leaders tell us they were not students at the university.
They were telling us to clear the area. Then they started putting up yellow tape, so we knew somebody died.
So, just kind of like breaking this down here. So, 2 students were shot dead, and 2 people were shot dead, and then 1 student was shot. The 2 people that was shot dead, they wasn't students of South Carolina State. So my question is, what were they doing on the campus? And if they were coming to visit a friend, how did these shots just how did people just start getting shot inside of, one of the on-campus, dorms to where these students were living? It's a lot of questions that I have in this whole thing here. But this doesn't shock me, man. At all of the historically black colleges, at all of their homecomings, from A&T to Winston-Salem State University, now to South Carolina State University, even it's been other historically black colleges. At all of their homecomings, there has been a shooting. At every one of them, there's been a shooting. And it's just like, these are majority enrolled are going to be black kids in these schools. And it's just like, this is the type of thing that is projected out to people. It's not about the academics. That's the main reason why you would be going to school, is for your academics, right? You're going to try to get a degree so you can, maybe get out here and further your life in some type of way. The thing that makes the news is these shootings, people getting killed on these campuses or at these events. And it gets to the point to where you don't even want to attend these events because you just know something's going to happen. Like at A&T's homecoming this year was multiple shootings that happened around that event. And not necessarily saying it happened at the events that were thrown by the school, but the events that were in the spirit of homecoming. The events happening downtown. I've seen multiple videos online on social media where it was just multiple shootings. There was shooting at Winston-Salem State University, and we definitely know that a young lady was killed at South Carolina State University as well, during their homecoming. So it's just like, it just never fails.
Was right near the location of Thursday night's shooting when it happened, saying she wasn't expecting to hear gunshots.
I don't feel like this is something that we should be used to. It shouldn't be a feeling that we should be okay with. So, yeah, I would say I'm a little scared sometimes.
This marks the second deadly shooting at the housing complex in just 4 months. Students say campus needs better security.
Even though they have been high on security this time, like I said, it's here and there. You really got to know. And then it's easy to get on campus. It's so many small little holes here that you could just walk through.
According to an anonymous former student who lived at Hughini Suites last semester, this type of activity isn't unusual at the location.
Pulled a gun on one of my roommates, and I reported it and things in that nature, and nothing was dealt with or nothing was handled.
State Representative Hamilton Grant, a South Carolina State alumni. Grant calling Thursday's incident extremely tragic and says he is working with other members to help enhance student safety.
I also think we've got to really take a deeper look at everyday practices with using what you have to make sure that the students, faculty, and staff of that university feel safe.
Now, the school's Board of Trustees is having an emergency meeting, and according to their agenda, they are talking about campus safety. Again, all classes here at SC State have been canceled through Monday, and all weekend activities have been canceled as well. And the men's basketball game has been postponed to a later date. Reporting in our
So, everyone suffers after something like this happens. The basketball game canceled, all activities canceled, no classes. So it's just like when this type of stuff happens, man, everyone else is affected as well. And definitely want to have safety for the students, or even people who come and visit onto the campus. But when things like this happen, man, that's when you really have to start looking at your safety protocols and your safety measures, and just make sure that you can keep these kids safe when they're being trusted to come to your schools and try to get an education. Of course, there's going to be a life aspect to it, to where they have to live outside the classroom, and that's the aspect that you got to make sure that you keep these kids safe in. You got multiple students on this news clipping here saying, that small areas where you can just get onto campus, they shouldn't have to walk around scared, and this shouldn't be a normal. This shouldn't be something that they're used to. They all was willing to get on camera and say this type of stuff. So, and I'm pretty sure that same sentiment is going to go around to all the historically black colleges, and not even just historically black colleges. Any college. So because you seen stuff happen at like Brown, and it's just you gotta make sure that these college campuses are secure for these students and faculty, or people who are visiting with legit reasons to visit, and be able to weed out people who aren't on campus to be there to visit legit. And like it's some of these colleges where they have like the main streets just run straight through the college. There's no gates or anything, so anyone literally can get onto these campuses, and once they're on campus, you know, anything goes. I'm gonna close out this one. If you guys like my content, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my videos. Um, I'm almost at 400 subscribers, man. Like I literally started with no subscribers, started with nothing, no subscribers, zero. Oh, like over 100K views, almost monetized, and almost at 400 subscribers. And I do appreciate everyone who is subscribed, everyone who takes time to look at my videos. I really appreciate you guys, because y'all don't have to look at my videos. Y'all didn't even have to subscribe to my channel. So for almost 400 of you that have subscribed, I really do appreciate you guys subscribing. And it just motivates me to keep going. And I know I'm not just doing these videos for no reason. Like, just seeing that it's people out there in the world who want to hear what I have to say about these reactions to these stories, it means the world to me, honestly. So I do appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel. And just make sure you leave a comment, or your feelings about these type of things underneath the video, because I like to go through and read them all. Even if I don't heart them or respond, I still take a look at everyone that comes through. But again, man, I appreciate everyone who has subscribed to my channel thus far. We're gonna just continue to grow our community. And thank you. This is Justin Paul. Peace.